Most of us would like to believe we not only know what it takes to be a good driver and that we put that knowledge into practice every time we are behind the wheel. Unfortunately, most of us never get past the basics. Not all roads are the same. Roads differ from a 6-lane, high-speed freeway to a low-speed, 2-lane rural road. The type of road and the number of lanes affect the way we drive. Merging onto a freeway where vehicles are traveling fast requires one set of driving skills, while driving on a dark rural road requires something different. The condition of the roadway can also be a factor in safe driving. Good pavement conditions provide traction and allow a vehicle to stop quickly. When roadways are well maintained, drivers also have a better chance of staying on the roadway. Swerving to avoid potholes, staying out of ruts, and watching for shoulder drop-offs are all hazards that drivers face on poorly maintained roadways. Weather is also a big factor in safe driving conditions. Rain, even a drizzle, can cause a vehicle's tires to lose traction. Only a small amount of precipitation mixed with the oils and exhaust that accumulate on the roadway can cause it to become slick and hinder your ability to control and stop the vehicle. It takes about 30 minutes of steady rain to wash the oil and dirt off the road. Too much water on the road can cause a vehicle's tires to start skimming on the surface of the water instead of gripping the road. This condition is called hydroplaning. When hydroplaning, the vehicle keeps moving in whatever direction it was moving originally. You will not be able to steer while the vehicle is hydroplaning. If you find yourself hydroplaning, take your foot off the gas pedal and slow down so that your tires can contact the road again. Floods happen in Louisiana and almost every state. It is never a good idea to purposefully drive on a flooded roadway or into fast-moving water. Both situations can hide debris and sections of the roadway that have been washed away. Also, look for downed electrical or power lines. Electrical currents can easily pass through water from fallen electric or power lines. It is never a good idea to purposefully drive through the water when you see a power line down. Pay attention to barricades. Don't ignore them by driving past them, turn around, and look for another route. Do not enter the water you cannot cross on foot, especially moving water, or water 6 inches deep, approximately midway up the tire of a regular-sized car. Just 6 inches of standing water, sometimes less, will reach the bottom of most passenger cars, causing loss of control and can be enough to cause your engine to stall. 2 feet of rushing water can carry away most vehicles. Emotions can have a powerful effect on our driving. Emotional change, whether it is negative or positive, can impair a driver's judgment, reaction time, and focus. Some negative emotions we encounter when driving include the following: anger, impatience, and sadness. All of these emotions can cause you to engage in dangerous driving, including speeding, drifting into another lane, running a red light or going through a stop sign, rear-ending the vehicle in front of you, or hitting a pedestrian or bicyclist. Positive emotions can also have an impact on driving ability. You learn you just got a raise, which causes you to think about what you can do with the extra money rather than about what is happening in front of or around your vehicle. Sometimes it is a song we hear on the radio that can bring back happy memories and causes us to lose focus on driving. Aggressive driving involves deliberate behaviors that put people and property at risk. Some common characteristics of aggressive drivers include ignoring other road users, driving reckless or negligent, and taking frustrations out on other drivers. Common errors made by aggressive drivers include excessive speed, weaving in and out of traffic, running stop signs and red lights, tailgating, erratic and unsafe lane changes, passing in zones where passing is prohibited, driving illegally on the shoulder or sidewalk, using hand and facial gestures, and flashing their lights. Don't be that driver. Here are some tips to avoid becoming an aggressive driver yourself. Avoid driving when you're angry or stressed. Don't take things personally and give other drivers the benefit of the doubt. Being late greatly increases frustration, so give yourself plenty of time for your destination. Try Adjusting your schedule to avoid peak traffic congestion. Use traffic reports before you leave to check conditions or traffic apps with an audio feature when driving to locate and avoid delays. Listen to music or an audiobook if it is calming and doesn't distract you from driving. And remember, traffic is out of your control and getting upset won't change anything. If you encounter an aggressive driver, you should always remain calm. Do your best to get out of the way safely. Don't escalate the situation by speeding up, slowing down, or attempting to hold your position. Ignore them and don't make eye contact. Do not respond with words or gesture. Avoid tailgating. Always stay alert. And stay where you are if the aggressive driver starts to follow you. While similar, aggressive driving and road rage are two different things. According to the National Safety Council, or NSC, road rage is a physical assault of a person or vehicle as a result of a traffic incident. In road rage, a driver turns their vehicle into a weapon to harm other people or their property. Road rage is typically exhibited by young males, and 37% of the time firearms are involved. About half of the drivers on the receiving end of road rage reciprocate the behavior and become aggressive themselves. One of the most advertised products in America is automobiles. Images from vehicle commercials promote luxury, feelings of power, success, thrills, excitement, enjoyment, and fun. Advertisers tend to target their automobile marketing based on what audience they want to reach. Peers have a major influence on the beliefs, attitudes, and habits of young people. Peer pressure is so effective because it targets things that are important to teens, such as wanting to fit in and be liked. Peer pressure is not always overt. It can be more informal. For instance, many incoming college freshmen believe most of their fellow peers on campus are always drinking, particularly on the weekend, when in fact, the majority do not drink to excess. What happens with more informal peer pressure is that we handicap ourselves by believing something that may not exist. As noted in the section on advertising, negative images such as speeding or reckless driving can be used to transmit a feeling of power and excitement. Other images that can be negative are showing a lot of teens in a car or showing car occupants who are not properly buckled. That is why safety advocates work hard to show images of individuals acting responsibly behind the wheel. Vehicles shown in movies, TV shows, and commercials are often driven by student drivers and enhanced by computer-generated imagery. A real-life driver will not be able to drive in the same manner without serious injury or death. Television and movies can have a powerful impact on how we view driving. One of the most popular franchises is the Fast and Furious movies. The New York Times analyzed the impact of the fast and dangerous driving done in the movies to see if there had been an increase in illegal street racing and heists done with augmented cars. In an analysis of 192,892 speeding tickets issued in Montgomery County, Maryland, the Times found a large increase in the average speed of drivers that received tickets on the weekends following the release of the films, versus the tickets received the weekends before the film's release. The study looks at both the 3 weeks before and 3 weeks following each movie release. After the films, speeds increased by almost 20% to an average of 19 miles over the speed limit. Driving is not a right. You obtain a driver's license from the government based on your skills behind the wheel, your knowledge of the rules of the road, and your agreement to follow those rules. The privilege only continues if you demonstrate an ability to drive safely. If you fail to drive safely, you will be issued tickets by a law enforcement agency and could even have your license suspended or revoked. One of the ways to be a safe driver is to be a courteous one. You are not the only person on the roadway. For traffic to keep moving, people need to cooperate. A driver might think it is faster for them if they prevent someone from merging into the lane of traffic ahead of them, when in fact an orderly merging process where one vehicle goes and the next merges keep traffic flowing. Your attitude behind the wheel can affect the risk of getting into a crash and influence how other drivers treat you. Being angry or frustrated when driving extends to how you feel when you arrive at your destination. Courteous driving involves: maintain your road position. This allows other vehicles and road users to see you and helps keep a safety buffer around your vehicle. Use your turn signal. This lets other vehicles and road users know where you intend to move your vehicle so they can act accordingly. Be patient. Not everyone has the same skill level, which means other drivers might be slower or more hesitant. That is often true for new drivers, and we hope others will cut us some slack as we learn to drive. Do not hold other vehicles up. If it appears another vehicle is trying to pass you, slow down and let them overtake you. Be aware of vulnerable users. These users include pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorcyclists who are often harder to see than other vehicles. They also have much less protection around them in the event of a crash. Be especially careful around children who might act impulsively and dart into the lane of traffic. Do not retaliate. If another driver cuts you off, let it go and do not confront them or act angrily. Remember, sometimes people make mistakes behind the wheel. Slow down in challenging/dangerous areas or conditions. If you are in an area where it is difficult to see what is happening in front of you, such as at a curve or when driving in bad weather, slow down to lessen the likelihood of a crash involving yourself and other vehicles. Do not tailgate. Tailgating is when you follow the vehicle in front of you too closely and often occurs because you are impatient or angry. Not leaving sufficient space between you and the other vehicle, however, can result in a crash if that other vehicle stops quickly. Do not block roads or parking spaces. Do not stop and park your vehicle in the middle of the road even if you are only going in some place for a few minutes. Also, keep in mind, blocking a parking space means someone else cannot accomplish what they need to accomplish. You cannot park within 20 feet of a crosswalk at an intersection. Be alert for slow-moving vehicles, especially in rural areas. A fluorescent or reflective orange and red triangle displayed on the rear of vehicles drawn by animals, farm equipment, or construction equipment means the vehicle is traveling less than 25 miles per hour. Use caution when approaching a slow-moving vehicle and be sure it is safe before you pass. This also includes horseback riders who must ride single file on the right curb or near the edge of the road. What is important to remember is that you are not alone on the road, and what makes our roadway transportation system function properly is that we all cooperate and work together.